Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my These Books Will Self-Destruct video. So I believe the first person I saw doing this trend was Becca from Becca and the Books, and I'm always interested to see what book she picks for her challenge. I've always said it's not going to be something I do because there's no way I will set myself a list and if I don't read them, I'll unhaul them because I'm just not like that. But I decided I'll do this list, and when I say self-destruct, they may be unhauled. I might consider getting rid, but knowing me, it's not going to happen. So these are just 12 books that I probably should unhaul in 12 months if I don't read. I have a real mix of genres, of ages, everything here. I think there are a few that were gifts from people here. Do not be alarmed. My reading taste has changed a little bit. There are some books here that are relatively new to me, but I'm just a bit intimidated to read. All this list means is that when I'm picking books for challenges or I don't have a TBR and I need to pick something to read, I'm going to try to go to these books first in order to make me read them. Right, we'll start off when I have a really good reason for, I think, and that is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. So I've now read quite a few Lisa Jewell books and I have never read one that I've absolutely loved. I didn't like The Family Upstairs, really didn't like that one, and then I think I preferred Then She Was Gone, is that what it's called? Yeah, Then She Was Gone, and Watching You I hated. So I said to myself I wasn't going to buy any more Lisa Jewell, I just wasn't going to do it. Turns out I already had this one on my shelves. I got it from a charity shop for like £1, so it's really not financially impacting me to get rid of this, but I do want to give it a go because I found it. So this says, Midsummer 2017, teenage mom Tallulah heads out on a date, leaving her baby son at home with her mother Kim. At 11 PM, she sends her mom a text message. At 4:30 AM, Kim awakens to discover that Tallulah has not come home. Friends tell her that Tallulah was last seen heading to a pool party at a house in the woods nearby called Dark Place. Tallulah never returns. 2018, walking in the woods behind the boarding school where her boyfriend has just started as head teacher, Sophie sees a sign nailed to a fence, a sign that says, "Dig here." So this does sound fantastic, but all of Lisa Jewell's books sound fantastic and I haven't loved one yet. So this is the first one. Next up, we have We Played With Fire by Catherine Barter, and I basically regretted buying this one the day I did. I got this at Yalk last summer and there was a really nice stall with some really nice guys and I wasn't interested in any of the books in too much capacity, but they were really nice and I thought, well, you know what, you've done a fantastic job of chatting to me, let me just look at these books again, and this is the one that appealed to me the most. So it says, Maggie has been accused of a terrible crime, but only her younger sister Kate believes her version of events. Now banished to a lonely, freezing house in upstate New York, Maggie and Kate are bored and restless. They begin to make mischief in the night to startle their parents, but the house seems to be waking up, and whatever haunts it has a message for the sisters. Maggie sees her chance to finally be believed, but not all ghosts want to play fair. And it says it's inspired by the true tale of the Fox sisters. So that is why it was more intriguing to me. I wanted to know what was going on. But we have historical witchiness and spirits. Not 100% my thing, but I do still want to read it, which is why I haven't unhauled it. But yeah, we will see about that one. Next up, one that might hurt a few people's hearts. We have Ace of Spades. So I bought this in the hype. I bought it for many people in the hype. I haven't seen many good reviews since the hype. So this says, welcome to Nevis Private Academy, where money paves the hallways and the students are never less than perfect. Until now, because anonymous texter Aces is bringing 2 students' dark secrets to light. Talented musician Devon buries himself in rehearsals, but he can't escape the spotlight when his private photos go public. Head girl Chiamaka isn't afraid to get what she wants, but soon everyone will know the price she has paid for power. Someone is out to get them both, someone who holds all the aces, and they're planning much more than a high school game. So this is chunky. We're talking about 450 pages in a YA mystery, so it's a big book. I haven't heard the most fantastic things since the hype died down, so why are the vehicles outside so loud today? Yeah, I never go for this one because I haven't heard the best things, so we'll see. Next up, one that just isn't really to my tastes anymore, but I still want to read it, is Rainbow Grey by Laura Ellen Anderson. So I only got this one when it was getting a lot of hype and when middle grade in particular was becoming more popular in the booktube community, so I decided I wanted this one. I will still read it, I want to still read it, but I just know that being on my shelves in my normal TBR is not making me pick it up. So if I set it aside in a separate "these books will self-destruct," I'm more likely to pick it up. Next up we have Play Dead by Harlan Coben, and I was really interested in reading this, but as time goes on, the sheer size of this is daunting me. So this is an adult thriller and it actually crosses over 500 pages. It's a long one, but it does sound really, really good. I'm getting really freaked out because I've played a lot of ghost hunting games and videos lately, and the camera keeps focusing on this space next to me and it's really freaking me out. Anyway, just thought I'd acknowledge it in case it happens again. Oh, not that you can't see the little box of what it's focusing on. Anyway, Play Dead is ex-fashion model and successful businesswoman Laura Ayers is on her honeymoon when her perfect world is shattered. Her sports superstar husband goes for a swim and never returns. But what has happened to David? Can he really be dead? Questioning David's mysterious disappearance, Laura begins to uncover a conspiracy which reaches deep into the past and is now slowly beginning to destroy everyone involved. Someone will do anything to keep Laura away from the awful truth, and she has no idea who she can trust. So it sounds really good. It's just 500 pages long. Okay, another Yauk one actually. We have Unraveler by Frances Harding. This was an arc that I won at Yauk. It was just like a spinny wheel, and if you got it on the spider or whatever, you got the arc. So I wasn't too hyped about it going in. Okay, so it says here, in a world where anyone can create a life-destroying curse, only one person has the power to unravel them. Kellen does not fully understand his talent, but helps those transformed maliciously, including Nettle. Recovered from entrapment in bird form, she is now his constant companion and closest ally. But Kellen has also been cursed, and unless he and Nettle can remove his curse, Kellen is in danger of unraveling everything, and everyone around him. Like, it's also long. This is on the close to 500 pages side again, and it's like, I do want to read it, and I'm really like grateful that I had the opportunity to bring this home with me, but it's not 100% my cup of tea. If I have to read something with an animal on the cover, or with foiling on the cover, or a book about curses and magic, like, it would be good, so maybe just putting it in that separate TBR is all I need. Next up, we have potentially my oldest YA contemporary on my shelves. We have The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. This needs to go because it's such a filthy old edition. Like, the spine is just destroyed. The pages are going yellow and like fuzzy on the corners. But I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic book. So I just need to experience it, but I never prioritize it because it's just not drawing me in. And if I do love it, I'll buy a nice fancy edition. But I think I got this for like £1, charity shop, like World of Books kind of deal. So this says, it's been a year since Paige's first boyfriend died in a swimming accident, and it's time she rejoined the real world. So she makes a plan. Number 1, date a boy. Long-standing crush Ryan Chase seems like the perfect choice. 2, attend parties with best friends by your side. Doable. 3, join a club. Simple enough, right? 4, travel. Might as well dream big. 5, swim. Terrifying, impossible. But when she meets Ryan's sweet but so nerdy cousin Max, he opens up her world and Paige's plans start to change. Is it too late for a second chance at life? So this sounds very deep. It is a YA contemporary about needing a second chance at life. So not sure how I feel about that now that I'm this age, but hopefully it's quite moving and lovely. It's giving me vibes of All the Bright Places. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this, but we'll see. Next up, maybe the book I am most intimidated about on my TBR, we have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Another one that I wanted in the hype, and here we are many years later having not read it. This is again an over 500 page adult fantasy, and everyone and their mother was loving it. So I thought, you know what, I don't do adult fantasy, but everyone likes this, so surely I will. I'm not even going to go into the back because it will daunt me more because I don't know what's going on, but I might get the patrons to read this with me at some point. I feel like they'll help me. 4 left to go. Next we have Dear Mrs. Bird by AJ Pierce. This one was actually recommended to me and I found it in a charity shop for like 50p not long after. But this is set in London in 1941 and we're following Emmeline Lake, who finds herself employed as a typist for the formidable Henrietta Bird, the renowned agony aunt at Women's Friend magazine. Mrs. Bird refuses to read, let alone answer letters containing any form of unpleasantness, and definitely not those from the lovelorn, grief-stricken or morally conflicted. But the thought of these desperate women waiting for an answer at this most desperate of times becomes impossible for Emmy to ignore. She decides she simply must help and secretly starts to write back. After all, what harm could that possibly do? And it just seems like a really moving historical fiction, but it's just not 100% my cup of tea. So I need to remind myself that I have it, hence it's on this list. On the same shopping trip, I actually got How to Kidnap the Rich by Rahul Raina. And this is one that always sounds interesting when I read the blurb, but then I kind of just get really daunted by it. Ramesh grew up deprived and unloved, working on his father's tea stall in the old city of Delhi. Now brilliant but poor, he makes a lucrative living taking tests for the sons of India's elite. When one of his clients, the sweet but hapless 18-year-old Rudy, places first in the All Indias, the National University entrance exams, Ramesh sees an unmissable opportunity. Cashing in on Rudy's newfound celebrity, all goes well for both boys for a while, but Rudy's role on a game show leads the boys through a maze of crimes both large and small, and their dizzying journey reveals an India in all its complexity, beauty and squalor. So it sounds really good, but I'm scared by that. The last two couldn't be any more different. First off, we have Front Desk by Kelly Yang. This is another one where I wanted it because of all the middle grade hype going round, and I haven't read it at this point. I've heard amazing things, and it is just absolutely adorable. So I really hope I love it. It says, Mia Tang has a lot of secrets. She lives in a motel, not a big house. Her parents hide immigrants, and she wants to be a writer. It will take all of Mia's courage, kindness and hard work to get through this year. Will she be able to go for her dreams? Like, why am I not reading this yet? But I'm intimidated by this. I don't have a good reason for it. It's on the list. And last but not least, we have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I have heard this is, well, gorgeous. And I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. My fear on this one is what if I don't understand it? And it's a very high possibility. I'm clearly going to read it. There is no way this is being on hold. It says, this is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. Written when the speaker, Little Dog, is in his late 20s. The letter unearths a family's history that began before he was born. It tells of Vietnam and the lasting impact of war, and of the family struggle to forge a new future. And it serves as a doorway into parts of Little Dog's life his mother has never known. Episodes of bewilderment, fear and passion, all the while moving closer to an unforgettable revelation. Like, I don't really understand the blurb, so how am I going to understand the contents? But I've heard amazing things and I feel like my brain has to be open to this kind of thing. I am often surprised by books like this and how much I enjoy them, so I just need to grow up a little bit for this one and I will read it. So there we have it. Those are all 12 books that will Destruct, but not really, in 12 months. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments on any of the books I have shown, should I read them? Should I just let them Destruct instantly? Then please do let me know down in the comments. Aside from that though, I'm going to find a space for these books on my shelves that keeps them separately. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!